Good.
Marco, I appreciate you taking some time to sit down with me to talk about your new movie, Fist of the Condor. I gotta ask, I notice a lot of weird things in movies. So like that first scene where we're getting introduced to your character and you're doing like the cooking on the beach. Did they actually let you like cook in the house and stuff like that? Or did someone prepare that stuff for you to like look like you were cooking?
No, that's what I cook every day. That's my breakfast. I'm not joking.
I
I,
believe you for some reason.
yeah, no, no, seriously. That was my breakfast actually for the shooting. Beef fat with egg yolks.
Did you have some kind of like swordfish too on the beach or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that?
full eggs, not egg yolk, full eggs and beef fat. And then the fish, yeah, well, not I don't do that big fish like no, that they help me cook it. They help me set it up, of course.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you were doing it yourself or not, but that's awesome that they actually got what you actually ate there.
No, but actually that was a common thing when I was living there and training because we were fishing. Some people arrive with the fresh fish and then we just put it on the grill and we just all eat it and share it. It was
Sure. I'm curious what it was like for you getting to play a dual role of the warrior and his brother. Like, is it hard for you to do that? Because, at one point you are kind of like beating the shit out of yourself at one point in this movie.
uh, yeah, well, it's always fun to have that opportunity, to explore these two sides of their personality. Definitely it's fun. I don't think it's hard. It's fun, man. You just gotta let yourself enjoy it and play with it. And I'm looking forward to see, the two brothers going, really into the next one, the next chapter and see them fight. That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be my next question. We never really do get to see you confront your brother to have like that, ending fight. So I guess we're going to see a sequel to Fist of the Condor at some point
For
where you
sure.
guys are going to
Yeah,
meet up.
man. It's up to you guys. It's like if you show the love and support the movie, I cannot wait to start shooting that.
How many days on location were you guys actually shooting for? Was it like a long shoot or just a couple weeks?
No, no, it was actually a long shoot because we were needed to stop because of COVID quarantines and stuff like that. So we were shooting 1 week, then stop a couple of weeks, and shooting another week and stop. So it was a long process actually.
I know you and Ernesto, the director, have worked together before on some projects. Is it easier to have a director who's very familiar with your acting and martial arts abilities compared to like a new one? Like he trusts you, or do you like to get like pushed by new directors at that point?
No, for me, of course, I love to work with Ernesto. Like we're friends since high school, and he knows me. Like it's very personal to work with him. It's very personal because the projects, especially that we're able to do until now, they're very mean something from us. That represents who we are as human beings and as a filmmakers, as a martial artist in my case. So it's very cool to have this opportunity.
You guys are both from Chile. Growing up, what kind of martial arts movies did you guys get to see out there? Like, is there a big like Chilean martial arts scene, or you guys just see like imported movies from US and China and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, of course. We always see like import, like there's no industry in Chile. There's no like we just it's a big people. A lot of people love martial arts like everywhere in the world, but from the same references, right? So it was a very cool opportunity to have our take in the kung fu genre and making our own martial art movie. So that was pretty cool. It's a very nice opportunity, to express yourself honestly of who I am as a martial artist from Latin America with our culture, with our music, with my own movements and my own influences.
Yeah, I thought that was one of the most interesting aspects that it didn't take place in like Japan or China. It took place, there. And you guys got to talk about like the Incas and the conquistadors like coming over and kind of steal that culture and kind of like, eliminate them at that point. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, cool. Thank you, man.
So
Yeah,
like
it was a fun movie. I love the universe and I would love to do more. So, really appreciate it for supporting.
I was looking into your background, like what you have, black belts in and whatnot. I've always been interested in like Aikido in general. Is that hard to like transition or like translate onto the screen, or is it easy for you to perform those kind of moves? Is it difficult or not?
Uh, no, like my way of training, it's a very open way, and I try to teach my body to do whatever I want. So I've never stuck to one doctrine, right? So I train myself to be ready to do whatever I need to do in a movie. So in the case of Fist of the Condor, it's different because I wanted to show my journey as a martial artist, to throw my moves, the way that I train, the way that I eat, the way that the elements that I use for training, all that is real. Is I use it for real in my training in some different stages in my life. When I perform in different movies and I arrive and they said, hey, you know, you should do this, you do a kick here and there, or maybe your character is going to be more like a street fighter, then yeah, I can adapt and be a street fighter. Or no, your character is going to be more like a taekwondo guy, he's going to kick a lot. Okay, good. So I'll kick a lot. So I try not to stay too close to one doctrine, so I'm able to have the ability to adapt to any situation, you know.
Sure. I think one of my favorite scenes in the movie is the bar scene, like after those bikers pour the beer on your head and you kind of go back in there and beat them up. I just love the way it was shot. It didn't look like there were a lot of quick cuts. It looked like you guys did it in like 1 or 2 takes, just beating those guys up. Was that what it was like?
Oh yeah. That was, we tried to go really in with the character and like, you know, see what's going on, like bah, 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 bah. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I like it. It's different. It has a different vibe with all the other fight scenes, you know.
You know, growing up here for me, I was born in the 80s. So, you know, I got to see like Jet Li and Jackie Chan and Donnie and those guys. What was it like for you growing up? And like, who did you really look up to as a martial artist?
For me, it was Bruce Lee.
Okay.
Bruce Lee, and then, you know, like Jackie Chan. It was a big thing for me. Then later came Donnie Yen, of course, you know, but it was later. But I grew up with Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee.
So I mean, I got to ask, you were in John Wick 4. What was it like going up against Donnie and Keanu in that movie? Are they like incredible martial artists to work with at that point?
Yeah, that was awesome, man. You can imagine. You know, I was like a kid with a big smile there, like watching everything, and like it was amazing, man. It was amazing. It was a beautiful experience to be able to share with them and see how they work, and so professional, you know, and legends, man, legends in the action world, you know. So it was a big honor for me to be there, you know.
Anytime anybody ever asks me what's the best martial arts fight I've ever seen on film, I always have the same answer, and it's always Donnie Yen versus Jet Li in Once Upon a Time in China Part 2. I've never seen anything that's ever topped that. If you've never seen it, it's incredible.
Donnie Yang versus
Jet Li in Once Upon a Time in China Part 2.
no.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, you have to watch it. It's amazing.
I like the one that they did in a, what was the one? I think that's the one with the water.
That was a Hero.
Hero. I love that fight though.
Yeah.
But and he's fighting who there?
It's Jet Li and Donnie Yen in
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in China, and then in Hero they do go up against each other again. Like I think it's Once Upon a Time in China 2 was like 93, and this was like 2005. So
I love that fight though. I love the rhythm of that. But you know what? But I do like Jackie Chan versus Benny the Jet Urquidez in Wilson Mills.
You can't go wrong with any of them. They're so talented and they're so good together and everything.
Yeah, man, that the Jackie Chan and Benny Urquidez, because I like that like explosiveness, and then they're cutting the rhythm in the middle of the choreography. I love that, man. I love that.
I know we were talking about John Wick before. Are we going to see maybe your character pop up again in a prequel or another movie here and there if they decide they want to bring you back for that? Have there been any conversations about that?
I don't know, man. They usually keep you in the dark until the last moment. Suddenly you're in a regular day, just chilling, and you receive this call that changed everything. Hey Marco, and I'm like, wow, your head explodes. You know, it's like, yeah, they don't keep you too much informed, you know, in these big productions. But I would love to, man. I would love to work again with Chad and all the John Wick team because it's amazing, you know.
I was doing a deep dive on you this past week when I was watching the movie and everything like that, and I learned something I had never heard before, that The Rundown from 2003 is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's like one of The Rock's like first action films, and I heard you were one of his like stunt doubles for that movie. Is that true?
Yes, I did all the fight with the rebels on that was me versus Ernie Reyes Jr.
A little guy.
And then when they throw him to the tree, and I fall in that's me. When the rock falls in the tree, all the scenes, the stunts on that scene was me, and then it was me and Tanner White falling down the cliff tumbling down that cliff. That was crazy. That was actually my first, big job in the Hollywood scenario, with Andy Cheng. And that's how I kind of started my journey as a filmmaker and martial artist. I learned from Andy, and then I applied that in the movie Killjoy when I arrived to Chile.
That's so awesome. Like I said, I love The Rundown. It's one of my favorite.
It's a fun movie, though. It's a really fun movie,
And it's not only like The Rock. You get Arnold Schwarzenegger in there at the beginning too. He does like this little walkthrough.
Yeah. And actually, Sean William Scott did a really good job, I think. It's a fun dynamic between these two characters. Pretty cool.
So what other projects do you have coming up on the horizon that you can tell us about?
Well, I have Diablo. They just announced it on Cannes with a Cannes film market with Scott Adkins.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward for that and see when we're gonna start shooting that. And I got some projects on the works, but I cannot say much. There's a movie that I did, Fight or Flight, with Thunder Road, that they already put it on IMDb, so I could talk about it, but I cannot say much because they haven't revealed any information yet. So there's some stuff. Hopefully you'll see me more sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I can't wait.
But I cannot wait to continue Fist of the Condor 2. That's for sure, man.
I'm waiting for that because I got to see what you guys do, brother versus brother, at that point.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be a nice one. That's gonna be a good challenge,
Last question I have, Marco, is do you still maintain a close relationship with Robert Rodriguez? I know you were in Machete Kills and Alita Battle Angel. Do you guys still talk? I really want to see you do some more stuff with him.
I would love to, man. Yeah, Robert is big inspiration for me, man. He's been a big friend. He loves training and nutrition, and we always talk about that. We nerd about like diet, and like we share different tips of fitness and training. He's very into it. He's a passionate guy. He's an amazing talent filmmaker, and always working with him is going to be a pleasure. And yes, man, for me, working with him, From Dusk Till Dawn was a very good one for me too. Like the little episodes that I did on that show was fun, man. I love that character, Solo. That man, I love that character. I was so bummed when they said that they're not going to continue the series, because my character was set up there to continue with the Gecko brothers. It was so fun,
I wasn't sure how they were going to translate it to a TV show, but they actually did it very well. And I was surprised when El Rey wasn't going to bring it back for a third season or whatever it was.
For the fourth season. Yeah, fourth season. Imagine me, because I finished, with my story. My story was ready to be developed in the next season, and I was like, oh man. But yeah, we'll see. I always waiting. I'm always ready for whenever Robert wants to call me and collaborate and do something together. That would be. There's always fun to go to Austin and shoot and learn from you.
That's awesome. That's all I got for you, Marco. I appreciate you sitting down and talking to me today about everything from martial arts to Fist of the Condor, and I can't wait to see what you do next, and hopefully we get to talk again at some point.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the support, man.
Take it easy. Appreciate it, brother.
Bye.